Human beings have been on this planet for about 200,000 years. But for about 185,000 of those years, not very much happened. We developed very slowly. About 15,000 years ago, we started gathering in larger and larger groups, so that graph of human development began to rise. 3,000 years ago, it began to accelerate. But it was only about 300 years ago that it spiked tremendously to where we find ourselves today. And as we have gone through this development, at each stage, we've had to find better ways of organizing ourselves for cooperation and for collaboration. And each time organizations have evolved, they've suited the time and the general worldview that existed at that moment. If we go back to our very early organizations, which were driven and centered around fear and around violence, we then had organizations that were more command and control focused, and they were deeply structured. We then evolved organizations that were very goal focused. It was all about the bottom line, about growth, and about attaining goals. And while there was a lot of freedom, a lot more freedom in how you went about attaining those goals, they were still very structured. In more recent times, we've seen the rise of organizations that focus on the growth and development of their people, with the understanding that if we do that, they will in turn help the growth and development of our organizations. All of this development has been driven by technology. From the steam tech of the Industrial Revolution to where we find ourselves today. Mobile, internet, social media, and technology in technology in general. Now, while we've always used technology to facilitate our lives, to make things a little easier, today we are shaping and molding technology to our lives. That's deeply very customizable and deeply personal. And this has had an interesting consequence, which is the rise of a new breed of customer and a new breed of employee, people who see the world very, very differently. And we call this time convergence, technology and people coming together. And the converged employees approaching work in very interesting new ways. They're coming to work and they're saying, well, I don't want to be focused on my pension. I want to be purpose-focused. I want to focus on purpose. I don't want to be rooted to my desk and to a time. I understand that work can happen anywhere and at any time. I want to work with great colleagues. And I certainly do not want to work for your company for the rest of my life. I want to work for you for as long as there is opportunity. And similarly, we have customers, the converged customer. And think of ourselves as customers. We're treating the business of being customers very differently. We've become lifestyle design hackers by nature. There's hardly a part of our lives we can't hack into, we can't tap into. From our personal health, where we're targeting weight loss, we're counting our calories, to our finances. What money should we save? How do we invest? How do I improve my wealth? There is an app for everything. Even if you're exhausted, there is an app for that. Cue laughter, never mind. Okay, so then, but essentially this means that we want to not just travel the world, we want to be world travelers. And we want to share the experience and take people with us. And this new breed of customer, new breed of employee is demanding a new breed of business that understands the age that we are in now. And we see a lot of these businesses already existing, coming out of the tech startup culture in New York and San Francisco, and even in our own Silicon Cape, down in Cape Town. And this new breed of business understand that firstly, they've got to know the technology that their people use, their customers and their employees, and use that technology to build relationships. These are businesses that are not looking to add new functions and extra layers of complexity. In fact, they're constantly looking for ways to take things out, to strip complexity away, make things as simple as possible in order to make them fast, responsive, and agile. These are businesses that understand that the great problems of growth, the great problems of vision, the great problems of the world cannot be solved by simply throwing more hours at it, where we're extending the hours of work, we're making people work a lot harder. Some of these great problems can be solved with the most mundane and simple of solutions. And we find these solutions through creativity. So these businesses are making and building environments where creativity can flourish. These are businesses that know that they need to learn not from their failures, but rather from their successes. What is working? What can we improve about what we are succeeding in? Bolster it, make it better, make it faster. These are businesses that are obsessed with their customers and removing any friction that exists between them and their customers. How can we get our customers what they want by simply a click, a tap, a swipe, or a gesture? And most importantly, they know that motivation is fueled by momentum. So we're not trying to find the most sophisticated problem. We want to find the solution, the most sophisticated solution. We want to find the solution that solves the problem now. What can make us win now? And that momentum will fuel the motivation. These and many other things are what are creating this new breed of business are coming to understand. Because they understand the age we're in, the age where we are combining our humanity and our technology. And it is those businesses who understand that and move in that direction that are going to be best positioned to thrive in what many are saying is going to be one of our toughest years ever. Thank you very much.